Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm going to talk about what it means to have your Mercury square to someone else's Venus in synastry or vice versa. So this aspect is pretty minor. It's not actually a big deal. I wouldn't worry about this square too much at all if you have it. It's one of the least negative squares that you could probably have in synastry. At its worst, it's just going to be mildly annoying. And the reason being for that is that sometimes when the Venus person is expressing their heart and their love nature, the Mercury person will just kind of intellectualize it or, respond in a more lighthearted or cool way, depending on their Mercury. And the Mercury person is like quite activated in the sense of their Mercury, but Mercury is more intellectual and communicative, and it's not the same as Venus, our love nature. So the Venus person can feel that the Mercury person is maybe a little bit cool at times, or maybe they talk too much, and then the Mercury person can feel like the Venus person maybe overreacts at times to their lighthearted communication. So at its worst, these people are just slightly annoyed with each other, but you have to look at the rest of the synastry on this one. This is, like I said, one of the least worrisome squares to have in synastry. And it actually, all Mercury-Venus aspects can be pretty good. Like it does add like a lightheartedness. Like we want to communicate, we want to share our love with this person, and even though we're sort of different and we might not understand each other at times, we still have an overall pleasantness. And you'll see this with all Mercury Venus aspects, actually, is that there's just like a general pleasantness with the exchange. And even with the square, it's still pleasant, although there's more tension here. We could still love each other a lot and really have some powerful feelings. Now, usually there's going to be other aspects going on here too. Like, this aspect isn't the only aspect between Mercury and Venus, but if it was the only aspect, it's still like better that Mercury and Venus are being aspected in this way, because you almost sometimes, like when we're seeing a square like this, it's better to have this than no aspect at all, really, because then the planets aren't even communicating at all and one person feels totally left out. So with this aspect, it's like, yeah, the Venus person can feel like maybe the Mercury person just talks a bit too much and doesn't quite understand their deeper feelings at times, but at the same time they want to, but they just talk mile a minute, and they're not, they don't always understand their deeper heart, but they try to. And that is generally welcomed by the Venus person. And then the Mercury person can just feel like the Venus person isn't as quick as them, or it would depend on other things, but it's just an interesting, lighthearted exchange. It could actually be really creative as well. You could work on music or art together, although you might have slightly different tastes. But yeah, this one, not a biggie, not too bad. Still better to have it than not have it, really. What else? Overall, I like this aspect. There's nothing really too harmful about it. It's generally, you're going to feel pleasant feelings towards each other, even if the other person is a little bit annoying at times. You still really like and can love them, because people that are different than us and coming from a different angle can really teach us a lot. And that's what we have when we have difficult Mercury Venus aspects, is just we can really learn a lot. And the Mercury person can seem to disregard the Venus person's feelings at times, because not because of actual deliberate intention to do that, but just Venus is our heart and how we express our love, and Mercury is just how we communicate in our mind. So at times, the Venus person can just feel that Mercury doesn't really understand how they feel or how they love, but they try. Like I said, they try to, and it's not a deliberate disregarding of the Venus person's feelings. So yeah, that's Mercury square Venus. I'd love to know how you guys have experienced it. Was it really annoying, or just slightly annoying, or not really that noticeable? It kind of depends on the people, right? Like, is it a more sensitive Venus and a more callous Mercury, right? So anyways, I'm taking your requests, you guys. This was a request. Let me know if you have any other requests. Comment below, and also my links are below. I do offer one-on-one sessions as well. Okay, love you guys. Thanks for watching.